didn't react. I'm proud of you. Are you seething inside?
The house husband has a Tamagotchi.
But he would kill it instantaneously.
No, he would train it to be a member of his gang.
Okay.
Especially with the Roomba.
Oh, what if we got a Yakuza game that had Tamagotchis in it? The duality within him.
I know! Okay, what if a minigame in a Yakuza franchise required you to play a Tamagotchi game?
I'd rage quit the series.
Sony, back us up on this. Come on,
No, it's Sega.
Sega. You know, I had a Genesis growing up. You owe me.
With that said, hello. We are continuing our trend of not talking about the show that we're supposed to be watching.
I don't know. I'm smiling because Trigger's over!
I'm a brony, and I found that too saccharine.
My God, how many times did they say smile?
Everyone got a turn, even the guy who doesn't smile in the series.
Except Jafar didn't say smile. Oh, yes, he did.
He's the guy who doesn't smile in the series.
And then even frickin' Bosco goes in and it's like, smile. It's like, my God, I wanted to see...
Yeah, but he hadn't said it in like a cool-ass way. He's like, smile, right, my exquisite?
Okay, that is... He is just... Now that old Restraining Order is dead... I can call him Restraining Order again.
Yes, we don't have to call him Kleptomaniac anymore.
Because calling a teenage girl my exquisite instantly files a fresh Restraining Order.
But, alright,
So, if you haven't guessed already, this is Kaiju no Kami, that's Silver Quill,
Heyo.
and I'm Cruellica Kain,
You already said that.
coolest chickadee in the world.
Chickada.
Where's Chicka A and Chicka B?
They're in the
Chicken
They're dead.
Tamagotchis. They're in the Tamagotchis. They're waiting for you
I
to
took
hatch
him out.
Wow, yes, I can see the darkness in his eyes.
See? Anytime you say Tamagotchi.
I did not know this.
So, just know, if you can't trigger him with Way of the House Husband, you got Tamagotchi.
And with Trigger, we say goodbye to my Ultra ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Oh my God, that was so stupid.
So first of all, the entire city's on fire, but no civilians have died. They're there watching TV at apparently the exact spot where the fire stops burning to cheer Trigger on.
Except for that one guy who's still there saying, I'm not dead, I'm just very badly burned. Could
Hello?
Oh my God!
Hello? I've been very badly burned. Can you help me? You shot me. Why would you shoot me?
Oh my God.
I
am not allowing them to watch Austin Powers or an AMV with that phrase ever again.
We were quoting it earlier, and it's making its return, as is my pencil. But, okay, I think the shot of the destruction by this dark god, whose name I forget, was actually a pretty impressive shot. I mean, okay, granted, some of you watching right now did not live through 9/11. You were not there.
You didn't even know it existed.
Oh, probably know it exists, but
barely.
You weren't born yet.
And damn you for it.
We're old. Seeing that shot does conjure a little bit of the feeling from that very real and terrible day.
Well, yeah.
And Americans are very good at showing destroyed buildings now. We've expressed the trauma of that event through subsequent films.
Yeah, but we did it even before. Remember Independence Day?
That was blowing up the White House, but not much debris.
Oh, that's true. We like our debris now. I'm trying to move you back.
Well, maybe next time you should sit over here or something.
Well, why are you sitting at... Oh, it's because of this damn couch.
Because I'm comfy. Leave my comfy alone.
Now, speaking of movies that destroyed buildings, Superman, Man of Steel, and Trigger have the same philosophy on saving the city.
Yeah.
Blow it up!
Well, okay. In Trigger's defense, he is a giant 50-meter dude fighting a giant 50 to 70 meter monster.
It's very shellfish.
It's not like he can actually, okay, I'm gonna move around this building here and fight you. Okay, now we gotta move around this building here and fight you.
I'm just saying, maybe try to kick her into the stratosphere before. I mean, meanwhile, Kamen Rider Kuga's over the side going, "Oh, come on, dude! Come on!" I located my fights. Everything is location, location, location.
Well, yeah, but this is coming from a man who never paid attention to opening song and was surprised that the spelling of Kuga had 2 U's.
And did you know Trigger had 2 G's? It's too bad here in America we're trying to get to 5G.
But, so, for the episode, I think it was a little too convenient that they figured out that, well, if Trigger gave Trigger Dark the power of light.
Dark gave Trigger the power of darkness.
I was like, that.
Darkness!
You
ultra evil motherfuckers. Black magic darkness, Trigger.
I don't know. I'm like, well, that's convenient.
No, okay, the whole finale was one convenience after another. Like, there was no build up to anything. There was no... It felt like 2 episodes put into one. They could have just gotten rid of a clip show and had a 26th episode instead. I'm just saying. Then they could have turned episode 25 into 25 and 26 because this was a rushed mess. Like, okay.
He's trying to, every time you have a stopping point, he's trying to interject and you don't even allow him a chance to. You're supposed to, after a period,
My channel.
you're supposed to say,
Wait, you're saying he's on period right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
Bloody hell. So, but, okay. So we've got...
over here.
We've got
Okay, Scorpion.
Trigger. Dark Trigger. Dark Trigger gives Trigger his dark powers. They combine to form the new toy. Hey, check this out. We have time for a last-minute toy sale.
Oh, I loved when
Toy
you
sale.
commented on that.
Yeah. Do we have time for a last-minute toilet? Yes! But here's the thing, though. This is what I wanted since pretty much the first episode. You've got Giants of Darkness, Giants of Light, and it's always been this absolutism, either or. I've been waiting for them to integrate both powers, and I was kind of let down by the product. There's that line in the first Game of Thrones, which is actually titled Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. Black, white, and gray, all the colors of truth. So when Trigger Truth comes out and has no elements of the Dark Trigger's armor,
No.
I was a little bummed. Because I really like that armor.
Well, I like the armor, and I think the challenge with it is when you do the Trigger Truth. One, it didn't feel any different than status quo. And 2, until the kids got involved and did their normal Ultraman Trigger, basically the normal thing that's done after at the end of practically every Ultraman that I've seen, it felt like he didn't even gain any power. He was more of a distraction while Yuna was trying to pull in the power from the core to basically shoot into Trigger. It basically felt like that truth was more of a distraction, not really holding his own.
Well, sometimes the truth is a distraction. Case in point, I'm not wearing any underwear. Try and finish the rest of the review now. I lied, by the way.
I was going to say, if not for the fact I've cleaned your house before, I'd know if you were telling the truth or not. Alright.
And he's comatose.
Hubby.
You see, the truth can be a distraction.
Hubby. What?
Okay, so we've got in the 3-part finale of Tiga. Tiga loses his power fighting the giant monster, sinks to the bottom of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
In order to combat them, in order to repel Trigger, Tiga. They have to send a submarine down with a mirror on it to the bottom of the ocean. They send a light to reflect a light into the ocean that hits the mirror on the sub that hits Tiga, that restores his ability. Here, it's just kids going, Trigger! And I'm restored! And then we have the guy going...
Well, I also want to know what sinkholes they both had to go into, because every time they fell normally, they fell and they weren't completely submerged. But apparently, there's like a body length for each of them sinkhole that can get them underwater that they can immediately jump through to get back on top of whatever cliff they're on.
Well, maybe they're like Naruto and project ki down their feet, or claw. What does a snail have, or crustacean have?
I don't know. I don't even eat them.
Ooh, maybe my Ultra ex-girlfriend is farting out chakra
So
from her bottom. But by the way, there's the scene where the Dark God is chasing the Nurse out of the city.
Oh, that was so pathetic.
And it's lumbering into the water. It's going really slow. And all I'm thinking is, I'm totally a god. I'll get to you eventually.
But it is a snail, so snails are incredibly slow.
I just thought she was being very shellfish. But I finally got to say that joke in full. I feel complete. But the fact that she's just sort of slogging along after the ship is like, you're a really lame god.
I'm gonna get you soon. I'm getting closer. I'm coming close.
Well, okay, this makes me think of a comment that was done today at work. It was so adorable. So this 10-year-old girl was talking about one of her friends who just turned 7. And she made the comment, well, she's catching up to me in age. And her mom had to make the comment, she'll never catch up to you. Because there's always going to be that difference. And I think of it here.
She's never going to catch up.
She's never going to catch up because apparently the plot is not allowing that to happen.
So,
although, you want to hear something funny?
Huh.
In the debate I was in last night, a friend of mine said, I'm catching up to you, Silver. You're not going to be the old man. It's like, I'll always be the old man unless I die.
well,
that was the other thing I was thinking.
I was about to say
funny
that.
We both encounter that.
So, okay, that's not how math works. You cannot catch up to someone's age.
Well, no. Well, you can if they die. Then you
Well, obviously,
age,
okay, Mrs. Chrysalis Bloodborne.
Am I married to him now?
Well, apparently, because now...
that's a relationship. I love you. I really do, Chris Lidge. But I have enough time dealing with this marriage. I do not think I could deal with that
Well,
marriage.
then maybe you need to get your nihilism out by going, well, you can only catch up if you die. Like, Jesus, I'm the one that thought it, and I didn't even say it.
Well, I did.
I know, like...
I'm darker than you. I'm darker than you. I'm darker than you. Who the darkness? I'm the darkness. Who's the darkness? I'm the darkness. Who's super white and the darkness? Me. Wait a minute, I am truth.
Yes.
I'm pasty light and dark brooding. Oh.
You listen to the wrong type of music, though.
Power metal is not dark.
It can be, depending on the band.
Anyway,
Wow.
Wow, that was, like, really rude.
I think he was choking on his own awkwardness.
Honey, you listen to industrial.
Yes, which is duh.
Not really.
Only if they're smelting.
Oh, okay, maybe Skinny Puppy is dark.
I'm sorry, there's a band called Skinny Puppy?
Yes.
They better donate to a food organization.
They're awesome. Well,
But,
Skinny Puppy.
okay, of this group, I'm the one who listens to the darkest music of all. I listen to death metal and black metal.
no, that's just the music where you can't understand what the guy's saying because they're not saying anything.
Oh, that would be a great... Here's my trigger summary in death metal.
Okay, so anyway...
But no, power metal is...
So we have, for some reason, the Dark God sends
They gotta get more mileage
mindless
out of those
versions
suits.
of Hoodrum and Dargon to the ship, which follows the normal trope of when you resurrect your villains, they're weaker than they were before, and they don't talk,
But they all got smiled at.
and they got their asses whooped by these people who have done absolutely nothing. Why did they wait till the last episode to actually have them do something in the ship?
Well, hang on. Jafar may be the exception. Remember when he
Yes.
fought former kleptomaniac, now restraining order once again? He actually matched him hit for hit.
So is he the restraining order, formerly known as kleptomaniac?
No, he is restraining order, formerly known as kleptomaniac. Do you not know what Prince's name was back in the day? The artist formerly known as Prince?
That's what I was trying to go off of. You just didn't let me finish it.
You kept on stuttering and blubbering.
Because I was messing up the order we were doing the kleptomaniac and...
You see, this is because you're not paying attention. You actually want to be official and use your real names. And don't you dare fucking call me!
I'm gonna call you.
I better silence
Well,
this
okay.
now.
There's just no working with some people.
But-
There's just, what? What?
So,
God, you're putting me on hold.
so
I'm in the
everyone,
room and they're silencing me.
so everyone manages to kick the asses of Hoodum and Dargod. Yes, I said Hoodum and...
It's really okay. I promise you, Silver. You can call us anytime you want.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting again.
I know, but just remember, Mommy and Daddy still love you. Even if we get divorced, you'll just have 2 homes.
Oh, let's hug it out. Hug me. Hug me. There we go. There we go. Hold and accept. Yes, hi.
Yo, this is Echo.
So, this is what you all can expect from our reviews.
But anyway, so near the end
Well,
of...
we haven't talked about the giant wrench yet.
That's what I was
Oh, the
trying
giant wrench that bent when it was hitting? Because I have...
wrench.
It was a wrench. But it was a super advanced wrench. But I have wrenches actually in my car. And I can guarantee, well, I have a couple of wrenches in my car outside of the ones that my father stole from the box that he actually bought me. And Dad, if you're watching this, you owe me my tool set. I want my tools back. I need my socket wrench. I need all of my wrenches. I need my hammer. I need my screwdrivers.
Slowly.
I need all of my tools. Otherwise, how am I going to be effective in actually fixing anything? So, Dad, I want my tools. Really, gentlemen?
Bitch, you crazy.
No shit.
So it's the Cruellica show now.
No.
Yes, I finally have my own show.
And suddenly ratings plummet and the channel goes down the toilet.
But
Are you saying you don't like me?
but that wrench had Dave's name written on it, I believe.
It did, yes.
And then then there's the whole everyone gets to say smile, smile. And yes, I agree with Kaiju. As he pointed out, he wanted a Regulera from...
Aguilera.
Regulera.
Is she regular?
She gets enough
Aguilera
fiber.
just shows up. Psh, psh, psh,
Yeah, she just slaps everyone.
And they're like, what the hell is that? What the hell?
Oh, sorry, we're coming from a better show.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing Arugula later.
So,
Arugula.
then we have... So we have also the commander, or not the commander, the executive got Yuna's father.
Chairman.
The chairman.
Yes. And Schizo flying their planes that the whole purpose is just to shoot the vines off of Trigger and Dark Trigger.
No tentacle.
That was like way before where we are.
I know, but I was just remembering that. So anyway,
They didn't do much.
so Trigger defeats Chimera, Demon God. They have this scene of Kengo talking to her like it's Assassin's Creed, where they're in these virtual things, and we don't have Chimera in human form.
Okay. Let me just point this out. The entire time we're watching the episode, even when we start the episode, he's like, are they going to remember that Chimera had a human form? He questions, and he's like, it was only for one episode. His retort was, it's only for 30 seconds. Then he mentions it again because he can't get off this topic.
Well, because you finally have this scene. You have the scene of Kengo, not Trigger, Kengo standing in front of Chimera, having this talk. Why not have her in human form there?
I feel like a pigeon.
You're the one doing it.
So, that would have been the perfect opportunity to actually show her with a human form again, since there was no purpose to it the one time they had her there. I still don't even know why they did it. Anyway, so then we go to Trigger, holding on to her with his knee, like the whole, I don't want to go, Mr. Stark. Shh.
He won't let that go either. I swear to God. Every time we see anybody turning to dust, he just references Spider-Man.
Because it's funny.
Actually, I think he's just looking for a feather duster at that point.
I have one, hubby.
Oh, I love... actually, no. There we go. So Carmela's disintegrating. Suddenly Deadpool shows up vacuuming her ashes in and says, here, I saved her!
Or you could have the new Carmela figure and it's just sand in a box.
Nah, yeah.
Okay, that would be hilarious.
But then everyone gathers and it's all safe and good, only we're gonna die. Because the Eternity Core, which was never really explained, like...
It was their kind of like Deus Ex Machina.
Well, it's just there. It was there on Earth, powerful enough to jumpstart a second Big Bang.
Yeah, so everyone's...
Which, okay, alright. If you know anything about the original Big Bang, a planet is not what caused it.
No, it was an explosion.
It was a sun.
Well,
it was an explosion. It doesn't matter where the source was.
Theoretically, all matter was contained in a singular point.
But I don't think anything in the Earth's core could be that strong.
Because it's not the Earth's core, it's the Eternity Core that was causing it.
But it's in the Earth, so maybe it's part of the Earth's core.
You're talking about No, it's not part of the Earth's core, it's the Eternity Core. They say it's the most powerful thing in there, in the universe.
And somehow it's been stabilized in the Earth, which has a magma core that could already set off.
So really, what we're learning is the Earth is a giant Intel computer. It's dual core processing.
Yes.
So, everyone's doing their little thing, and Kengo's like, "Oh, go save the day," and they're all like, freaking. I was like, well, is this supposed to be emotional? Because they showed us the movie trailer 2 months ago, so we know Kengo's going to be all right because he's in the movie trailer.
I'll be back.
Same with Bosco. We know Bosco.
His name is not Bosco!
Is going to be back because he's in the trailer.
If you can't get down with either kleptomaniac or restraining order, call him by his name. Iggy.
Wait, I don't care.
Actually, now all I'm picturing is Ultraman Trigger sinking into the Eternity Core and giving a thumbs up as he sinks down. Ba-da-da-da-da. 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 And, like, everyone's giving these tearful farewells. I'll make a new training regimen. Did you ever?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, when did you make him a training regimen? We never saw him do any training. We never saw Kengo train once, except for when he danced to the reboot.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's the best way to sum up this finale. Unearned emotion. The kids cheering him on. We never saw kids celebrating a happier life because Trigger saved their school or something. Because most kids would actually say, Ultraman, couldn't you have let that get a little crushed? But we never saw the populace in recognizing that they'd been saved. Mm-hmm. We never got to see Godzilla acting outside of a crisis. Or interacting.
Or doing anything for that matter.
And Kengo never had to wrestle with being light and darkness. He always thought, I'm light. Now suddenly, I'm light and dark. I'm like, dude, everyone is.
That's the nature of people.
It's about time you realize that, and now I feel like it's a little too late and undeserved.
Yeah, and then, well, we never even saw civilians actually die in the series at all. No civilians ever seem to truly ever be in danger.
Do you want to see people die?
Yes! I want... If there's giant monsters destroying...
My God, now I think of bodies hit the floor.
If there's giant monsters destroying cities, people are going to die. I want to see civilian casualties because it gives a sense of urgency to everything going on. It means that there's actually a actual effect for these monster attacks. When nobody dies, then why even bother?
Thank you, I was getting dizzy.
Well, then stop. You're not a cat.
It's very distracting. Maybe I am. This is how I get along with another of my friends who has a cat.
Anyway, so then we have dudes saying, "Yeah, I'll make you a new regiment." Like we never saw you do a regiment. Then we have Yuna like, "Hi, I'm here." Then we have Schizo like, "I got paid for this."
And then we have the most Fujoshi moment of all.
No, first we have Jafar. Then we have Ignis. Happy.
Restraining order is more fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, our boys love.
Guy love.
Oh my God.
Guy love.
Boys over flowers.
Yeah.
Because he has a flower.
No, she has the flower.
You really? Yeah, but he's choosing the boy.
They were still standing over them.
Okay, boys over flowers is a completely different thing.
Duh.
But, okay, the Fujoshi in me was so happy because Akito, Edgelord, was the one who ran up to Kengo and is like, "I am not smiling until you come back." And I'm like, "Oh my God, you must kiss. I just want to see you." I just thought of the anime, Kiss Him, Not Me. There is an anime called that. It's hilarious.
But you know, the relationship is blooming, you might say. Maybe that flower buds of teen romance.
Or teen angst.
Maybe that's why Rayleigh opened up, is
Is
because he's trying to bloom their relationship.
Aw, that's like so romantic. Who are you?
That's what I just said.
That
But he said it more romantic. You just said it weird.
See, that's saying it weird.
and then Kengo goes, and it just like cuts to him going into the Eternity Court.
Looking like Bruce Lee.
Well, no, not that part, but he just walks into it. I don't get how is he supposed to stop it? Is he... What? I don't understand. How is he stopping the Eternity Court?
He's merging with it.
And then Ignis is like, "I'm going to go find a way to bring my planet back to life, because clearly there's got to be a way to do that I never thought of doing that before, but I'm going to go do that now."
Well, he's looking now for the second ultimate power in the universe. It's like the 1 calorie core. It's the Diet Eternity Core.
But because
Diet Eternity, I want this. A quest for the fittest planet that holds the Diet Eternity Core.
But if you guys ever need me, I'll be here, because the movie trailer already showed that I've got to be here, so I'm good. And then everyone's just walking, and then it cuts back to Kengo butt-ass naked inside
He wasn't butt-ass naked. He had pants on.
He was pulling a Kirk.
He just didn't have a shirt. But the way he looked all Bruce Lee like her.
Well, no, it was just when they were showing, he was naked, because when they were showing him, when they got closer, they started to have the ultra...
But only his shirt was
the
off.
Trigger.
Yeah, only his shirt was off. He had pants.
He had ultra ancient pants.
So where did his shirt go?
Into the ether.
Why would his pants still be there but not his shirt?
Okay, so you ever gotten so cold you felt like, "Oh, these can cut glass"? Imagine being in an Eternity Core. "Oh my God, these can cut worlds. Let me feel it. Making everyone uncomfortable."
And then the episode just like ends. It's like, okay.
Series is over. The flower bloomed, it meant nothing. Honestly, with all the way everyone was smiling and tearing up over the flower blooming, I wanted the return cord to blow right then. Like, whoops, we really should have stopped to smell the flowers.
And then you have Dave, like, drowning it.
Oh, yeah, I have a black thumb, but even Dave was very concerning to me. And then they're like, don't let it wilt. And he starts spraying it again with water. I'm like, no.
He's waterboarding the plant.
Oh, yeah, Marulu was there. That's right.
Marulu was there.
Marulu was there at the end as well.
Got to say, smile, smile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, one has to wonder, what will Godzilla do? Our monsters could still crop up every now and again. But mostly they were awakening because of the Giants of Darkness.
And that's the thing that always frustrates me. When you get to the end of the series, are you saying that now that we're at the end and we've resolved whatever conflict, the giant monsters just magically disappear?
In which case, what do you do with the Nurse Desi? So, America, we get this super cannon. We'd like to talk about our trade deals again.
So,
and rest of you, get in line.
All right, being that this was your first Ultra series, what did you think of it as a whole?
A whole is a good description. There are ideas that I very much enjoy, especially the idea of a giant of darkness reforming to light and finding truest strength in the balance. I'm not against the crew of the Nurse Desi if they've been given more time. I feel like I could have really enjoyed this show if it had been given more time to develop the characters. As it is, even the villains weren't that proactive. And so, therefore, I just found it a time filler with a few good moments.
So, having seen...
Basically, everything from the modern age for you except for Taiga.
Mm-hmm. I would say for me, the challenge I have with this particular series is that many of the characters, like you said, were not fleshed out, nor were they really legitimately likable. Because even going with Zet, the series prior to this one, well, there were a lot of flaws with Zet. I feel like this one, especially when you're referencing Tiga, and you're saying this is the next generation Tiga, you would think that there would be more commonalities. If you're going to do an homage to a prior series.
Homage, yes.
To the point where you actually name it in your title.
Well, exactly. If you're going to do something where you're going to say this is an homage to this, you'd think they would do more than just the costume design. And I think that's really, the costume design, and you have two former characters referenced from the prior series.
Mm-hmm.
One of those former characters was an actor or actress that actually appeared in the show. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, they didn't do anything to make you feel better. Having watched the movie for Tiga.
Well, and you've seen the whole series of Tiga.
Well, I mean the movie alone. That movie...
Home Alone?
The Final Odyssey.
I think it should be called The Forgotten Journey. But that entire movie was this show. Basically, they just redid the movie in 25 episodes with clip shows.
Yeah, it was like more 22 with clip shows.
Well, exactly, but
22.
No. It was technically the show was 20. No, the show was straight up 25 episodes with 3 special episode clip shows.
So
28 episodes have aired for Trigger.
20. Yeah, the show's been on for, I think, because there was a week off. I think it's been on for 29 weeks.
Okay. But what I'm saying is that they ripped off a movie that, admittedly, I didn't enjoy all that much.
Was that good?
And if they were going to redo a movie and do it as a series-long adventure, they failed. because they did not develop the characters, especially for the villains. They did not give... They gave every character a token trait. But as much as I say that, Schizo, which...
was fun at the beginning.
Was fun at the beginning, and I know that's a terrible name, but... I don't know what her trait is. Is it because she is a pilot? Because technically Dave's a pilot then. Is it because she does... Like, for Dave, we got it. He is a fitness enthusiast.
Fanatic.
So, we got that. Everybody else, I got a character trait for, even for Marlulu, from that detective thing that she did.
That which was that clip show.
But outside of that, I don't know what Schizo does. And I think the other sad thing is, as much as we joke about using our made-up names for these characters, because I truly do enjoy our made-up names for the characters, outside of edgelord and nepotism and restraining order, I actually don't know the actual names of the rest of the characters. So at some point, the reason I call them this name so much more is because I don't know what else to call them.
I don't know Schizo or Dave's actual names anymore. I completely forgot them by like episode 5.
And it's not like they even call them by their names half the time.
Well, I mean, you can avoid the Tachibana effect.
But yeah, I don't know their names at all.
So it was a disappointment to me.
Like, we never even saw anything about Schizo. Like, they never even mentioned how she became a good pilot. Like, is she a good pilot because she's piloting an AI and she took video game stuff to be that pilot? Or was she legitimately a trained pilot who became a better pilot because then she didn't have to focus on not dying while piloting a ship?
Well, okay, we're, like we tend to do, we're probably giving this show more props than it deserves. So I'm just going to end...
I don't know. For being from the director of Kamen Rider Forze, I expected a lot more.
I didn't see Forze, so I have...
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was done director or writer. Because director means nothing. The writer is more important.
I don't remember at this point.
Because, well, the director holds everything together. The showrunners, who I'm more concerned about, because they're the ones that guide the story. But at the end of it all, I was disappointed. And my fear... Well, actually, no. I'm not going to say my fear, because I want to ask you.
Okay.
Being that this was the first full Ultra series that you've watched, if not for the fact that you have a friend who loves all tokusatsu, would you watch another series to give it a shot?
Probably not.
And that is my fear, because we're not, yes, Mill Creek has released a lot of Ultra series, so there's ways to see it. But unless you watch Tokusatsu to see a lot of those older series, you only have YouTube at your disposal, and that's not going to encourage you to want to seek out other Ultra series.
Not when there are funny cat and dog videos that need a watching.
Exactly! Well, cat more specifically, but I do like dog videos.
I like dog.
But that's my fear overall, is that I just don't think this was a series that really inspires others to want to go out of their way.
I don't even know if I would want to... Let me rephrase that. My problem is, I don't even know if I want to watch this year's Ultraman series that comes out in the summer, with being the Dyna anniversary, given how Trigger came out.
We will watch it because we want to share it with you, but...
And we want more random segues and...
I know! The best part about this entire journey was, we spent 30 minutes of our lives watching shitty-ass episodes. But then we have spent and entertained other people with our random-ass conversations.
Okay, so...
That 9 times out of 10 have nothing to do with the show.
Okay, so getting back on track.
Never.
Where would you rank Trigger of all of the Ultraman series you've watched?
Well, Rube was my least favorite.
But I think Rube actually was better than Trigger.
Yes. Rube definitely is one up from Trigger. I'm not going to rank all the series because I don't want to spend that much time thinking about it. But I would say, compared to Rube, this is much worse.
At least Rube had Eisen to keep you entertained for 15 episodes.
Yeah, with Ultraman Neo
Noir Dark Schwartz.
But, you know what's really scary? I just realized. Trigger is my #1 Ultraman show by default because I haven't seen anything else. It by its identity is the best and worst Ultraman I've ever seen because I've only seen Trigger. I am in a sort of limbo state.
So yeah, for me, Trigger is at the bottom.
I didn't even think about that. That's a terrible position to be put in.
Trigger for me is, it's not the worst Ultra series. I mean, there's still Ultra 7X, but it is the bottom of the barrel.
And it's sad because your first outing for Ultraman, especially because this mofo hyped it up, just be like, oh my god, it's next generation Tiga. Tiga was fucking awesome. It's gonna be great. And then we get there.
And then, like, episode 4 or 5 happened, and... No, actually, I'd say it was the clip shows that happened. You got the 2 weeks of clip shows, and it was like, okay, we need this momentum's been killed. Okay, we're going to start picking up. Okay, when is something going to happen? Nothing's happening.
I can see it on the cover now. The best Ultraman I've ever seen, Silver Quill. Conveniently leaving out that I have not seen any of it. I am trapped in the purgatory of Ultra.
We are going to have you watch a better Ultra series.
The Ultra Ancient Purgatory.
Alright, but yes.
We're going to have you watch Jeed.
Jeed?
Nobody knows the troubles
X
I've
or
seen.
Orb would be the better ones.
Nobody
We want good Ultraman shows.
Hey,
but
Jeed is
Okay,
good.
let me rephrase that. We want amazing Ultra shows.
Jeed was great. I love Jeed.
Jeed was good, but not as good as Orb or X.
Well, Orb has a really hot main character.
But anyway,
X, he looks a little
but yeah, for all the modern Ultra shows,
he needs to have a good meal.
for all the modern Ultra shows, Ginga through Trigger, except for Taiga, since we have not seen Taiga, I would say Trigger is probably on par with the first season to Ginga as being the worst.
Okay. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because that's not another conversation to have. We're going to have a video that's going to argue this because I need to argue with him. But anyways.
I'm going to say words too. Sauerkraut, bingo bongo, tennis balls.
I like Oingo Boingo.
Sunflowers.
But overall, Trigger was... I give it 1 out of 5 grown-ups in spandex.
You know you don't need to give the rating now because you're going to have to actually review this series officially when the DVD or Blu-ray set comes out.
Thankfully, Mill Creek won't be releasing it anytime soon. So I'm safe.
And next week we're going to see a video from Mill Creek saying they got the new...
Nope, because first they have to renegotiate their license, get everything from Taiga, Zed, and Trigger, and that's not going to be for a while.
We're going to try to tie them down in litigation.
Anyway, what did you guys think of Ultraman Trigger overall? What did you think of the final episode? Let us know in the comments. Click like, subscribe, the bell notification, whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support us. You can support me in Cruellica at Kaiju no Kami on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, and Patreon. And then my website, creativitybydesignllc.com. There's a shop, as long as you're on the computer, not on your cell phone.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we have to fix that. Otherwise, the link is in the description. And then we've got
MLP Silver Quill on DeviantArt, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also do a search for After the Fact, but include Silver Quill, otherwise you get a much more popular news documentary.
I like how you now say much more popular.
It's got a bigger base than I.
Alright.
Comparison is
Ooh.
the thief of joy.
A big base.
Oh, check out my base.
Until next time,
It's
do not smile. Smile.